Hi everyone, this video is for Paws and Paws automatic electronic timer that's programmable for large to small dogs and cats. I use it more so for my cats, but I just wanted to go over the settings with you because if you're like me and you threw out your manual within the instructions, it's easier just to find a YouTube video with those instructions versus trying to figure it out yourself. So let's go ahead and we'll get started. I'll show you the clock and how to set up that time, how to set up the meal times. We have a visitor already. And I can show you how to change the volume as well. I have my volume set all the way down because I don't think it's useful. The cats know when they hear the churning of the feeder that it's time to eat and they run right away. So we'll go ahead and we'll get started. For me, I have it set for 1 meal a day for my 2 cats together. That's why the portion size is so large. And for that portion size, you will have to do some experimentation to figure out what portion size fits the amount of food that you want for your cat or cats. So that you'll have to figure out by yourself. I figured for a little over a cup of food, it's about 8 portions for this size kibble. And this is actually, I believe, Imes kibble, so it's a little larger than what we usually use, which is Rachel Ray. So you just have to figure that out as well based off of the food that would be coming out. So we'll go ahead and we'll get started, like I said. So in terms of setting up the time, this is the time that it is right now. It's 7:46 a.m. It's nice and early. So setting the time, you can hit the set button. Actually, if you see that little lock button, you have to unlock it by holding down the lock key until it goes away. Okay, now we can hit the set button. And if you hit it once, the amount of meals that you'd like per day highlights in that kind of just like a regular if you're setting your own watch. It blinks and it lets you know that you can change that amount. So we'll hit it one more time so you know that it can change. If you push these up and down arrows, that should change it. I'm putting it back to 1 meal a day. How you can say yes is I usually just hold down this button, but I believe you can just wait until it stops blinking. And then I also hit this manual button and hold that down until it blinks. And then you can see it stopped blinking. So let's go back, we're gonna set the time. So what I do is I hold down the set button for a few seconds and see how the number for the hour starts to blink. That's a good sign. So now we can change the time. I'm curious if it goes past 12, what it does. So it goes into military time. So if you're setting it up for a PM feeding, now you know that you have to just go into military time for that. So I'll bring it back to 7 because again, that's what we're doing the clock right now, not the feeding, sorry. But you click OK. I'm gonna have to push that again because I took too long. Push OK, and that will lead you to the minutes. So you can change the minutes if you want to, or if you need to. It's actually 7:49, so that's perfect. I'll hit OK. And time-wise, it all stops blinking, so I know that's good. So now let's go ahead and we'll set it up for the feeding for that 1 meal a day. You would do the same thing for every single meal. You would just kind of follow through with the amount of pushes on the set if you had, let's say, 2 meals a day versus just 1. I sort of made it 1 meal a day because it was easier for me. So we'll go ahead and we'll click the set. So now it's blinking for that's the clock. We'll click the set one more time. And I believe, there we go. So 2 or 3 times until you have both the hour and the meal blinking together. So this is now changeable. And this is for the time that you want to feed your pet. And then you hit OK. And you see time for the minute and the meal both blinking too. So again, you can change this. I have mine set for 7 a.m. I hit OK. And now also I hit OK and I push it. And I hit menu and I push it. I will bring that back because I don't know if you noticed that it had the meal plus this 8 on the side. That's the portion control. So the larger this number, the more food that comes out. The smaller the number, less food comes out. But you can change that at the very end after you click and change the minutes for the time fed. But I just breezed through that on accident. So you can, of course, like I said, you can go right back to that. And we're gonna do that one more time. Let's see, push, push, push. There we go, they're both together. I'm gonna hit okay. The menus, that changes for the minutes. I keep saying menu. And then one more time, the meal plus the portion size. So again, you can change this to whatever you want. Again, when you're done, okay, push it until it beeps, and manual, sorry. Push it until it beeps. And then everything's back to normal. 7:50 is the time. I don't like, unfortunately, that you can't see unless I mess with the settings or something along those lines. I might be able to see the feed time that it's already pre-selected for, but you just have to remember what you set it for. Or you can click this, right, to see that, oh, it's set for 7. Okay, and then just push, your buttons again, just to be safe. When you're all done and it's back to the time and everything's set up, just push the lock button until it beeps, and you should get that lock symbol back. So if the cats bump anything, it should be fine, but that's all set up. So let's go ahead and we'll really quickly talk about the volume as well. I'm pretty sure when I did that, you have to, 1, unlock the time again, and then I believe it's just clicking this volume until this blinks. Right now I have it at like the 1, or it's the volume control in an X, I don't know. If you go up, you start hearing this icky sound. I don't like that, so you just want to make sure you pretty much have it set to like 0. This is blinking, you don't hear a sound, or if you do, it's like a soft wave sound, I don't know. But try and make this set for 0, and then you're gonna hit same thing again. I like to hit okay, I like to hit this menu or manual button. Actually, don't do that. Don't hit that manual button, just hit okay, I guess. And then you would hit the lock button as well. And that should do it. So just don't hit that manual button or you're gonna release food. But it doesn't change anything. I think that's just like a setting timer where you're setting it off yourself, but you don't need to. Also, if you see this portion control counts down from 8, or whatever number you had it set for, so you know how much it's giving when it's pouring. It's saying it has however many left. This is, for some reason, messing up. This is like going way, way, way high, and I don't like that. So I'll make sure that changes, and I'll get back to you with how to fix that. So we can try that out. You can really stop this video now if I've answered all of your questions. But like I said, for the most part with this, unfortunately, it's a little bit of a experimentation to figure out what works and what doesn't. I am going to unclick this because it seems to keep going, and I'm pretty sure this number goes all the way up to like 90, which is ridiculous. So I'm going to push the manual because that's what originally messed it up, and it stopped it, which is good. Because I'm pretty sure that would have kept going until like 90 if that was the case. I don't know why I did that. So for some reason, just don't push that button unless you're finishing changing the timing setting. Don't do it for the volume. So you live and you learn. So that was for the volume where we clicked this and it changed and it blinked. Pushing it again doesn't do anything, so I'll just push the OK button. And then I'll push lock. I don't know. Lock seems to do it a lot of times too. But no, because that's still bleeping. So I don't want that to blink anymore. Well, it disappeared, so I'm assuming that's fine. But this is back to 8, which is so important. And I'm just going to be safe, unlock it again. I feel like the OK and the lock button, those are your two golden ways to make sure that everything is set up and won't change. Okay, so it's still set at 7. Remember, I like to hit the manual. I don't know, that seems to work for at least this situation. Okay, so everything's good to go. So they'll be fed at 7 with about a cup of food. So good luck, everyone. I hope this helped.